everybody. Part of our top whatever everything of 2025 as we round out the year. Rob and I are going to talk about. Rob's going to give us his. Is it top 10?
Yes, top 10.
Top 10 gear.
Actually, might be 11 because I added something and then I was going to take something off, but I said, you know
Well,
what?
that seems
10-ish.
that seems legit. I mean, because this goes to 11. So yeah, okay, cool. You want to start with number 11 and we'll work our way up to the number one?
Sure. Um, so number 11 ended up being the PRS. See, PRS really hit this list a lot this year because they had a lot of stuff.
They're on my list too.
But the new Fiore with the humbuckers made it as number 11 because I think that's cool.
I do too.
It hasn't been out long enough for it to be higher, so I just
Right.
added that in at the end of the list.
Yeah,
But like, oh yeah, you know what? That's pretty cool.
yeah, yeah. You don't have to be that close. You look like you're jumping through the camera. There you go. Well, yeah,
I'm just worried about the volume.
I think you sound good.
After that one where it sounded far away.
Well, let's see. You're sounding good right now. I mean, can you push the chair up a little further?
Yeah.
There you go. That's good. That's good. Yeah, 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 yeah. And there's a Ken Smith six string in the back there. I like that. That's nice. Hello there.
There's other things in the back too.
That's the bass that played in Sexual Chocolate. That's the
It
bass.
might actually be the exact one. I'm not sure what the inscription on the back. It could be.
That could be Pokey Mason's bass. How freaking cool would that be?
It'd be great.
That would be epic. That would be epic. Okay, sorry. We're off track.
Listeners, I'm just putting it out there. If anybody knows a bass player named Pokey J. Mason, please contact the show at guitarradioshow@gmail.com.
Yes, please.
We found his bass. He can't have it back, but we need to know who he is.
You gotta tell the whole story. Just tell the whole fucking story.
Okay. So I have been on the hunt, which Mark knows. I have been on the hunt for a Ken Smith six-string bass for 4 months. Right?
Easy. Yeah.
And there's been 4 basses that have come up that every time I want to whip out my credit card to purchase it, sold. As I'm paying for the last one, as I was paying for it, somebody bought it online and it was gone. So finally, this 4th one became available, and I didn't hesitate. I'm like, I need it. I bought it. They had sent me pictures. They had sent me descriptions when it came. I'm playing it. I'm thoroughly in love with the bass. And on the back, the light just caught it, and it gleamed lightly, and I seen an inscription that says Pokey J. Mason. And I'm like, what the heck is that? And I'm like, nobody disclosed this. Now that I see it, because I'm looking for it, but somebody obviously put their name on it in case it ever got stolen. And so Mark and I have been debating, because I was like, I think I got to send it back. And he's like, no, it's cool with the signature. And I like everything else about the bass. But there's this little inscription that says Pokey J. Mason. So if I could find Mr. Pokey J. Mason or his family to find out the history of the bass, I would thoroughly appreciate it. So if anybody knows him, tell him to contact us.
Right. And we had determined that he was a bass player where?
Possibly in Nashville.
Possibly in Nashville.
Yeah.
Okay. So we found that out. And you're in love with the bass.
I do. I love the bass every other way.
Okay. So I mean,
and it's a small.
You can barely see it.
Right, but it's there.
But it's there, right? And and the fact now that he's actually calling the bass Pokey. So
yeah.
I'm playing Pokey. Which I think is great. I don't know. To me, that there's a whole lot of mojo with that. You know what I mean? I mean, the bass has mojo, right? It's got
yeah.
So for all we know, this is a bass that could have gotten used on a whole bunch of sessions, whole bunch of live gigs. Who knows? But we need to find out who Pokey J. Mason is. So if and we would love to, if he's still around, we'd love to talk with him. We hope he is still around. We'd love to talk with him. We'll give him a full episode just to
So
talk about the bass.
Guitar Radio Show is putting out a bolo for J. Mason, please.
Yes, it's a bolo. So um, guitar radio show at gmail.com. If you know who Pokey J Mason is, please let us know. We would love to speak to him or his family.
So, all right, let's bring this back
We
the
digressed.
top 11. Top
11.
So, like I said, at 11 was the new Fiore humbucker, because I like the regular Fiore so much. I can only imagine the humbucker version is
Yeah.
killer. I
Yeah.
can't wait to try one.
Yeah.
You know,
I already sent Mark a message.
to send you one to demo.
No, I asked him, I said, okay, this is beautiful. Looks great. Sounds great. I love the black. The black is cool. Okay, now it's time to get off your high horse, all of you, and make me a lefty. Because that's one that, once again, that's another one of those PRS models that is not made in left-handed.
They're very limited on the things they do in left-handed.
Yeah, I mean, there's still, and like Paul tried to say to me and was trying to make me feel better, we have quite a few left-handed models,
Yeah.
Yeah,
if you want a custom 24, we got it.
Yeah,
Anything
got a custom 24, But yeah. No, I think totally. That's definitely worthy of being on the list for sure.
So we'll move on to number 10. The Sterling by Music Man Kazan, the signature Tosin Abasi guitar. Because I just think that's a nice radical departure. When things start swaying away from the vintage thing, it's hard to get into them. For most guitar players are very traditional. I like that. So they had that come out as the expensive version, and now having the affordable version with the features of the roasted neck. I don't know, the body is like Naota. I don't know what that is, but it's probably cool, right? And it's got the Steinberger gearless tuners like on the modern Firebirds and everything.
Mm-hmm.
So I think that's just really cool at the price point. I think I saw today at Pro Audio Star, it was like $799.
That's incredible.
Right? So,
yeah.
I mean, that was
and that's being made in probably at Cortec, right?
Probably. I think all their stuff is Indonesian, right? The Sterling stuff.
All the Sterling stuff, yeah.
Yeah, that's this is strictly about the Sterling.
Well, they would deny it.
So, well, they can deny it all they want. So I like that. I thought that was a really good thing.
Mm-hmm.
Next is the IK Multimedia Tone X plug. So that new one just came out, I don't know, within the last couple weeks. It's like a Tone X, except you could plug it into just the jack of your guitar and have a portable headphone amplifier to play all these Tone X models. You get access to all the Tone X modeling and everything. So
walk me through that. And you can use any headphones for that, or they have the headphones for it.
No, I think you use any headphone, and it's like you've seen the Fender Mustang plug-in.
Yeah.
It's there going after that, but you're getting the Tone X software, and that's killer. I personally like Tone X and I came multimedia stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Then I have, after that, the MXR bass synth pedal. Did you see that when it came out?
MXR bass synth pedal. No, I haven't seen it.
Oh, you can't even get it. It sold out instantly when they got it. Ian Martin Allison helped design it and come up with the programming for it, and it nails all these classic bass sounds. Synth bass sounds.
Mm-hmm.
And it's been sold out since inception. I've been trying to get a hold of one, and when I talked to the guy at Sweetwater and AMS, they were like, "We don't even think we're going to have it, before January, another batch."
Wow.
So, I mean, I haven't physically tried it yet, but it really got my juices flowing.
Mm-hmm.
From that, I liked the Epiphone Jeff Beck 54 Oxblood. I thought that was a cool thing to do. to
Yeah.
make that, because they've always made the custom shop version, or I had a 54 ox blood 20 years ago.
Hmm.
Before they were allowed to call it the Jeff Beck, it was just called the 54 ox blood. And then they
Right.
did the official Jeff Beck ones and stuff. For them to trickle it down to the Epiphone line, I think is really cool.
Yeah, I think so too. And being a huge Jeff Beck fan, it was super cool. Once again, no lefties. Why would there be, really, if you think about it, though? Jeff wasn't left-handed. But it's super cool. I love it. I have yet to see one in the flesh. Have you seen one in the flesh yet?
Yes, Guitar Center had one.
And did you
Uh,
get to play it?
I picked it up. I didn't play it through an amp. I just strummed it, and it was
Mhm.
nice. I mean, it feels like, didn't feel any different than like the Bonamassa signature ones that they do and stuff. So it felt like the nicer end of an Epiphone,
Chunky neck.
relatively.
Yeah.
Is it chunky like my custom shops? No. Is it
Mhm.
chunkier than like an Epiphone Les Paul standard? Yes, but
Okay.
comfortable, but not nothing like a 59 or a 60 neck or anything like.
Right.
Um, but I think that's a cool idea and concept that they brought it down to that to that.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, they did a great job on it. It looks gorgeous. Um, it didn't. What was the price on that? It was like 1,700,
Oh, it was 13
13 maybe. Okay.
or maybe 13.99.
Yeah.
Either 12.99 or 13.99.
Yeah. Well, I hope Sandra's getting paid on that.
Yeah, I'm sure they are.
I hope she is.
Somebody in that estate is getting paid on it.
Yeah.
So the next thing on my list was the Fractal AM4 that just came out.
Hmm.
So I think that that's a really cool concept that they took the Fractal, shrunk it down, and gave you basics on what you need as far as it doesn't have all the in-depth effects. It's got effects, but not as many as the bigger Fractal. It's streamlined, so it's easier to use if you want to use it just as a live, complete, go to front of house setup.
Hmm.
So again, I haven't seen it yet because it just came out. So I haven't dealt with it in person, but
Hmm.
it looks like a really great concept at a good price point, $699. So I mean, it's right there to compete with like the HX Stomp XL and probably the Nano Cortex. Now, I'm not a huge fan of the Stomp XL. I like the effects that were on it. I owned one. I thought that the modeling was eh. Um, I love the Nano Cortex. I had the bigger Fractal, and that was really good until it gave me some trouble.
Hmm.
Um, so I think that this is a pretty good entranceway into Fractal. I know the price point right now is $699. I'm hoping when they've been out for a bit, you'd be able to get one for a deal because I feel like $699 is a little too much for it. But again, it's the same price point as the Stomp, the HX Stomp. But if you could get this for like $549, it'd be a stellar deal. So
Okay.
let's see. Next is a double because it came out in two versions, and I combined it into one slot. I don't want to take up two slots on my top 11 and make it a top 12 because that would just be weird. So again, the same slot is Paul Reed Smith's Herman Lee's Clio. So earlier in
Oh,
the year, the which when the first when the I don't know, was it considered private stock or was it considered just regular, even though it was like $8,000?
yeah, something like that.
So when the core model, will say, came out of the Herman Lee, I was like, well, that's cool. PRS has did a Strat with a silver sky. Now they're doing an Ibanez S model because that's what it reminds me of is an Ibanez
Hmm.
S model, which is what Herman Lee was known for playing anyway. So it's like PRS's take on an S model, and it's cool, but it was ridiculously priced. And what's it been within the last 4 to 6 months since that came out? They came out with the SE edition, which is still priced at $2,000, which is crazy to me that an SE would be $2,000. But for the feature set and everything, it's a really cool guitar. I have not encountered that in the wild yet. I can't wait to encounter it in the wild to try it.
It's one of those ones though that it's how with most of the SEs they're pretty close to the core model. in
Yeah.
most respects, whereas this one has a lot of aesthetic differences to me. So, for example, with the core model, the input jack is
That weird looking
that
hole.
weird, like that hump in the
Yeah.
in the you know, whereas they weren't going to do that with the SE because it's probably really expensive to do that work.
I kind of like that they didn't do it on the SE. That's the one thing I didn't like on the core model was that
It's weird looking, yeah.
yeah,
It looks like it's, uh-oh, that guitar's got an abscess.
yeah. It does not it's not aesthetically pleasing. I think that the SE model looks better because it doesn't have that.
I tend to agree with that. Yes, absolutely. I mean, but here's where they really differed. They had because they had to from a tooling standpoint, it makes total sense. But it's one of those times where the SC does not look like the core model. Like the Silver Skies and the Custom 24s, 2408, those models. The Zach Meyer. Was the Zach Myers ever a core model?
Yeah.
Yeah. Um, um, all of those, I mean, they look almost exactly alike, which is um, part of the reason why I think SCs are so popular is that they're so, the craftsmanship is fantastic. The specs are right on. I mean, all that is right there. But I mean, I bet you it's a great guitar.
Yeah. I'd like to see it at a better price point. I could see it being a $1,200 price
Well,
point.
this is them doing that thing that we said we knew was going to come. You've got your 700, 800, $900 SEs, and now there's going to be this new classification of SEs, which is going to be 1,300 and more.
Right. Well, they got that. They retooled the hollow body, and now the hollow body is 1,700. So the Herman
Right,
Lee 2000, the hollow body is 1,700,
right,
and
right.
then you
Which
the rest of them are around that $1,000 mark now.
Yeah, and what I think is going to happen with like Lethierry, and I think is going to happen with Grissom, you're probably going to have upgrades. When Lethierry finally gets an SE, it's not going to be a $600 SE, or sorry, $700 SE. It's going to be one of those $1,300, $1,400 SEs. I think that's what's going to happen.
Well, I mean, Epiphone moved their price point to that, so you know what I mean. Like
Yeah,
those Epiphone Firebirds were $1,700.
yeah,
Epiphone Firebird. Does that not blow your mind? They were $1,700.
yeah, yeah. But see, this is a thing that guitar makers get into that I always think it's kind of weird. Is that okay? This worked really. It's sort of like Fender did this. Or when they first started the Mexican line. You know, um, Squires were being made in Mexico initially, right?
Hmm.
And then they had the Fender Standard, which was made in Mexico, right? And they were great guitars. And then they decided, oh well, we gotta kick it up a notch now. Now we're going to the player. You know what I mean? And that the price goes up there. And then of course, well, we did that with Squire. Now we gotta have ranges in the Squire line. Now we get the classic vibe. You know,
Right.
and what it is obviously, somebody, the bean counters are saying, hey, we've got to, margins have to go. We have to figure that how to get this up. How do we make more money? It's like when I have one business where uh, I ran a business where we had appointments on the hour every hour, right? And there'd be a break between sessions every hour for this
Right.
thing and for this product that we were delivering. And the bean counter came to me one day and said, how do we close up that break in between? How do we close up that break? Like, what do you mean? He said, well, how do we fit one more hour in every day so we can bump up?
Right.
I said, and this was client based, so you had clients. I said, well, what you could do is just put the client on a gurney, and you could push them out of the room, Sure. I said, you could do that. And
Mm.
he literally looked at me and went, hmm. He thought about it.
Did he
He,
really?
he considered it. He's like,
That's ridiculous.
how could that work? He thought.
That's
Yeah.
fun.
But that's what it is. I mean, that's what it comes down. It's all about the margins, right? Like, how can we kick that up a notch? How can we kick that up a notch? And that's exact. It's no different with guitar businesses. And it's no different with widgets, anything, whatever you're making. It's all about that. So, but yeah,
Hmm.
that's interesting. That's interesting. But the Clio is cool. Not something I would play at all. No interest in it whatsoever. But
I
it was.
wish it didn't have a Floyd Rose,
uh, well,
but
that's a whole nother
I
conversation.
mean, short of that.
That episode's coming, folks. I'm sorry.
But oh my goodness.
Okay, why do you wish it had a Kaler?
No, no. I'd rather have the Floyd, but I'd rather have just a
Okay.
hardtail.
Hardtail would be great. Or if you had you know what would be cool in that? A wraparound.
Yeah,
That
I'd
would
be
be
happy with
cool.
that too.
Yeah, be really slinky because it's a fast neck anyway. You know, the guitar is incredibly thin.
Hmm.
The
Yeah, but I mean, S models weren't incredibly thin too.
they were.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
I'm not even familiar with that Ibanez at all. It's really funny.
Oh, I actually like that's one of the models I really liked from Ibanez. Yeah,
Really? Well, that's
yeah,
interesting.
but it was always just like it's very thin, so it was always kind of like too thin for me. I always flirted with getting one, and then
Yeah.
like, it's kind of like really thin.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think who was famous for playing them. I think Nita Strauss played them.
Oh yeah?
Yeah, I think her model's even based off an S model.
I didn't know that. I thought hers was based off of like Satriani Vi
And I don't
models.
think hers was an S model.
Oh, interesting. Okay.
So
Oh, that's cool. I'm sorry, folks. You can hear my cat crying in the background because he wants to be in the room. Because if there's a closed door, it's a fucking problem for him. So just
that's
ignore him.
funny.
That's Ralph. You can all put in the comment section, fuck you, Ralph. So go
Oh,
on.
next was to get, and I went crazy for this when this came out. You'll recall when I tell you what it is that I went crazy and I bought one right away. So the Gibson Warren Haynes Les Paul with the P.
Yes, you did. You were one of the first people to get one in your hands.
I know. I was like so like excited that that came out, and it's such a beautiful color, that washed '60s cherry,
Yeah.
and those P90s sound phenomenal.
That's a sleeper, that guitar. It really is. I mean, I don't think people
It's
realize how good that guitar
Yeah,
is.
it's not getting a lot of traction. It
No,
doesn't
it's
seem.
it's really not.
It's got that 15 decibel boost on it, and those noiseless P90s,
Yeah.
and it just that is a killer guitar. I
Who
love that guitar.
who makes those P90s?
Gibson, they made them specifically for the Warren Haynes model. He said that
Really? So that's
he could play
proprietary.
live that would not hum when he goes to these venues.
So they got that noiseless. They got
Yeah,
their noiseless game down.
yeah, way better than the Fender noiseless game.
Yeah. Well, the Fender noiseless are not very good. No.
So, okay. So from there, I went with which I bought right away. Also, when it came out, was the Boss Poly Shifter.
Yeah. I wanted to talk about that. That's a cool ass pedal. It really is.
Yeah, it's a killer pedal. Killer pedal. It's way better than any whammy I've ever had. I mean, I've had two whammies in my life,
Yeah.
and they were okay. I mean, I'm no Tom Morello with this stuff, so I mean, he made it work very well. But it seems like the tracking and everything on the Boss is way better.
Hmm.
I like the detuning features, so where you could drop it down, almost like that Digitech drop pedal. So you could drop it
Yeah.
down.
I have the Ricochet, which is like a drop pedal. It's really good.
Yeah. So that when that came out, I know they make the two versions. They make it the treadled big version, and they make one that's the size of a regular Boss pedal. It's almost like the Boss Harmonist, kind of like to me. But I uh, I gotta say, I think the full size one is the one to get, and I think it's a killer pedal.
It's definitely. I definitely want to grab one of those. because I'm all the videos I'm watching. I'm like, wow, there's a lot of tonal possibilities here, especially for what we're doing with D&W.
Hmm.
I think it'd be really cool.
Yeah, I've been going on instead of having the down tune to like play a, for example, like a System of a Down song. I
Yeah,
just
exactly.
hit
And
the
that's
thing and if I want
yeah,
to be, tuned to
yeah,
D standard, I just click the button and it tracks
yeah,
well that
yeah,
it doesn't, there's
yeah,
no awkwardness.
yeah. And how is it from a because like I find with the Digitech pedals, because they're digital, sometimes there's an awful lot of crosstalk and hiss, especially if there's a lot of pedals in the chain with it. It's one of those pedals that, with Digitech pedals, I noticed they really need to be kind of on their own and then go into dirt, type of a thing.
Yeah, I don't have any issue with it occasionally, but I could tell when it's just like if my wife is running everything in the house and I got it all plugged in, I'm picking up some ground hiss and whatever. But when it's just straight and nothing else in the same circuit, not lined up in pedal, I'm talking about just clean power through the house. It's it's
Right.
it's good.
That's good. I had a feeling Boss would figure that out because, that's honestly pound for pound. I mean, can anybody really beat Boss for utility pedals?
Not really.
Not really. You know
That's
what I
why
mean?
that's why people have been using them for 50 years, like
Yeah.
major touring musicians.
Yeah.
I forget who
It's
the hell I was watching their rig rundown the other day, and he goes, "This is just it was all Boss pedals." And he goes, "It's just all Boss pedals because I could just go buy
yeah.
them at the store if I need them."
Yeah. Well, it's that was the thing that Prince did. He was like, he used all everything was Boss except for the wah. But he would, he was like, okay, if something goes craps out, I send somebody over to Guitar Center and pick one up.
It was John Five. I was watching him talking about he was in
Um,
Motley Crue rehearsals or whatever, and he showed his pedal board. And he goes, "It's just all Boss because I can just get them anywhere and I can use them and blah blah blah."
and they do the job. They sound great. They're not noisy. They're built to last. And you know who had that too in the '80s and early '90s was Ibanez. They had that going too. I mean, I have my chorus is an Ibanez chorus. It's a CS9. It's from 1984. I still have it. It's ridiculous.
Yeah,
You
they're
can't
not.
kill it.
Well, it's like old MXR pedals. They don't die either.
Yeah, those two. Yeah. I mean, honestly, I could kill somebody with that pedal
Hmm.
and then plug it in and use it. You know what I mean? To wipe it off. But
I'd like to say the same about EHX, but they all have that inherent thing. I don't know. Everything sounds like it's got a little bit of a big muff on it, no matter what it is.
yeah, yeah. Well, that's yeah, pretty proprietary, right? I mean, I'm thinking. Yeah. Well, you know what? I will say about EHX is now this. I was going to mention on my list is, and I have a very short list, is the Pico line.
Hmm.
That whole Pico line that came out. I have the Pico Pog, and I got this Pico Attack Decay. I had the big Attack Decay, and it was a pain in the ass because of trying to dial in stuff. It was very fussy. It really annoyed the shit out of me. It had too many fucking knobs. It was annoying as hell. This is amazing. It's simple, it's straight ahead, and it's built like a brick shit house.
Hmm. Yeah, they're doing good now. I mean, I like the EHX stuff, but it all has that inherent muffle sound.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I mean, I guess without I mean, this doesn't because doesn't have any of that in there. It's all just about squeezing the notes.
Yeah,
This is,
yeah,
you
I
know,
get.
and the Pog, yeah, the Pog, the Pog. It's funny because there are some settings like MXR had that one pedal. What the hell was it called? The purple one that I had for a while. What was it called? Do you remember? It was a big purple one.
The purple pedal. Did you have an octave pedal?
It was like an octave pedal.
The LA octave machine or whatever they call it?
Yeah, that's it. I think something machine. Yeah, and it was cool and all, but it was barely. I like my octave pedals to be on the verge of being. I want them to be as polyphonic as possible. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
That's what I
Yeah,
liked about the Lizard Queen. Like the Lizard Queen was pretty darn polyphonic, but the problem was they didn't have a real independent volume, so you could control that. You know, you stepped on it, and it was just like, "Hey, here I am in your fucking face." You know what I mean? It was just, it wasn't incredibly controllable. You know,
right.
so I went through that octave phase for a little bit, looking for cool octave pedals. You know, like I will say the Boss octave pedals are just they're crap because they're not polyphonic at all. They don't track well. I don't like them.
But the poly shifter
MXR,
does, and you can do the poly shifter to set it
the
to have.
Pog, yes.
No, you said the boss. The boss doesn't make the pog.
No, no, no. I meant the Boss, but the other Boss pedals like the Octave 2 and you know OC2,
Oh,
OC, all
yeah.
those
But
they
now you could get that in the poly shifter.
with the poly shift,
Yeah, you could set it so it's an octave down.
right? But it's polyphonic.
Yeah, the whole pedals.
Oh, see, that's cool.
It's in
I
the
love that.
name. It says poly shift.
You're right.
Yeah.
But the
It's
Pog,
poly
but I was
shift,
what I
but
was
only
getting to
monophonic.
was the Pog is great, and I can do all that. Like I was playing this morning with the Pog and a vibe, and it just sounded so fucking cool. It sounded something waking up in deep water. It was great. Um, but yeah. All right, go on. I'm sorry. We
All right.
digress again.
So the next thing, and this would make it 10 guitar things, because I realized the last thing that my number one thing this year that blew me away is going to end up being for bass players and not for guitar players. So
We're up to number one already?
technically we're up to number two,
Okay.
but number one ends up being a bass thing. So I don't know,
That's fine. It's
but
gear. Gear is gear, man. Whatever.
but the PRS NF53 SE, I thought
Yes.
that was awesome when they came out with that. I
Yeah.
love it in the white, that
Yeah.
whitewash, and I liked it in the purple too, but I think I like the whitewash the best. And I'm gonna get one when they come down in price. They're still not low enough. They're still not low
So,
enough. Today they're
folks,
$779.
oh my God, folks, I gotta talk to you about this. I gotta tell you a little something about Rob. Okay. So we have these conversations back and forth, he and I. And he sets a price. He tells me, because this is the price I'm willing to pay for this. I love this. This is what he does. I have a bass back here, a Fender bass. He helped me get when he talked to the guy. This is the price we're willing to pay. We're at the Dallas Guitar Festival. This is the price no, 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 no. And I walked away getting that price. He's so good with this, but he sets it's like setting at a dial and he locks it down. He's like, okay, this is it. This is what I'm gonna do, and I'm not going any further. That's it. And what was the price that you said?
I told you they gotta get down to 649.
649 for the NF53.
When it gets to 649, and it will get there, I will buy that. But it's 779. So they dropped the price from 899. It's been slowly dropping down, and today, as this is recorded, and it's a big sale day, it's
Yes.
779. And I thought I'd seen them for 749 elsewhere, but I definitely know that at Sweetwater right now it's 779.
So 649 is
649
649
for a new one.
a new one.
Right. If
And
I buy a used one, we're talking about 499. That's where I'm going to be.
wow. Okay. And are we talking about free shipping here?
If it's a new one, it's got to have free shipping. Yeah.
Okay.
If it's a used one, it's 499 plus the shipping. I'd eat the shipping on that.
Have
So
you seen any used ones yet? I don't think I have. I don't think I
no,
have.
the used ones that I've seen, I did see like two of them, and they were basically guys that bought it and missed their 45-day return window, and were trying to get back what they paid. They're like, "Oh, you can get it for $10 cheaper because it's really new. I only played it one time." But I'm like, no, 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 499,
Okay. So 649.
649. I'll buy one.
Want to send that out to our friends in Brooklyn and let them know that
White dog hair.
white dog hair,
That color.
649, free shipping, and you'll have a sale. I guarantee you'll have a sale if you can come in at that price.
Our friends in Brooklyn are laughing at this, going, "We don't."
Yes, our friends in Brooklyn are going, Fuck you guys.
We don't need this business. We don't need him.
Screw you guys. What the hell's wrong with you?
Oh, that's
We
funny.
don't need him.
Ticket dude could buy one guitar at a massive discount. We don't need his money. Although if they pulled up my account, they would see I bought plenty of stuff from them. And
Yeah.
as a good, faith gesture,
Mm-hmm.
they should do me that solid.
Mm-hmm. I just love it. I love it. Okay, go ahead. Keep going.
All right, so we get to my number one thing here. And this, I got wild for this. I waited when it came out; it sold out instantly. So, and I waited about 4 months for it to come back in stock. I bought it, and I've already used it to make money. I gigged it live. It works. It does exactly what I need it to do. It is probably the greatest piece of bass equipment out there I've been telling everybody I know that plays bass, that plays live or recording, you need this tool. So for me, it was the Dark Glass Anagram, which I have sitting right here.
There it is.
This pedal is so it's the same guy that created the neural quad cortex that DSP set up. So it's based off of all that same technology, and it is so intuitive, so easy to use. And I've been taking this and gigging this at my last few shows. No amp, no amp, no nothing. This straight to front of house and through a monitor on the stage, and it has been perfect. The soundmen have been like, that was so easy to just get that set up and have the sound dialed in. I just mimicked my regular sound into it, and I am set. My only complaint was that it had three pedals, 3-foot switches. So if you have multiple effects, you can only turn on 3 at a time, or you got to do it in scenes. But I seen they came out with an additional foot switch board now that has like another 4-foot switches that would make this comparable to like a Line 6XL with the amount of switching and stuff that you can do, which I intend to get just to expand it so I can, kick on everything when I need instead of setting it to what they call scenes.
Mm-hmm.
But for the, I think it was $1,200. It was $1,200 or $1,299. I got a little bit of a discount from my guy because I was waiting for it for a while, so he cut me what he could on it. But it is everything since I've got it. Every bass track I've recorded for DW has gone through this. The last 3 live shows I've done have just been straight through this, and I am blown away by it.
How's it sound? I mean, when you're using in-ears, does it work okay? Good? It sound good?
Works great with in-ears. Yeah, perfect.
Yeah. And
Actually, I think it sounds better through the in-ears than my regular amp.
That's interesting. So probably less overload.
Yeah, and like the sound guy said to me, it leaves no phasing issue between the miking and the DI and everything. He's like, there was 0 phasing at the last show
because everything's in line.
Yeah, and he came up to me. He's like, "So explain this to me." He's like, "Because this was so convenient." He's like, "I think every bass player should come to this venue and just play through that." And
or what he should do is maybe get one himself and put every bass player through it.
He could.
Yeah.
So it's funny because I brought it to the first gig and ran through it, and it went good. I brought it to the second gig and gave the band the choice, like, "Oh, should I do it?" And I asked the sound man, he's like, "Well, you can run through the box." And I had an amp with me on that one because I'm like, well, if this don't work out, at least I got my amp with me. And then the last gig, the musical director called me and says, "The box that you played through, just bring that and play through that." And I said, "Are you sure? You want me to have a spare amp or anything?" And he goes, "No, I don't." He's like, don't bring," because we had extra guest players. He's like, "So to keep the room on the stage, can you just run through that?" And I said, "No problem." And sound man was like, "You're not going to run through an amp." I said, "No, we're going to go right through this box." And we had it set up in 4 minutes, like sound checked and everything. And that was that. And I got board recording tape, which I sent to you, and the bass sounds.
Yeah. Oh, it sounds studio quality. It was great.
So it's worth every penny that I paid for that.
So here's my question, being devil's advocate. Okay. So say you're one of those you're you, and you've got this thing in your because it goes right in your gig bag for your bass. It fits in there, just that and a couple of cables, right?
Hmm.
Um, what if it were to crap out? What would you do?
I carry an extra. I always carry it, even with my amp and stuff, and just an extra little DI box, just a cheap DI box, so I could run through. And I have no effects or anything. It would just be straight the bass straight into the front of the house with no amp sim, no nothing. But in an emergency situation, I can get through with just that straight through.
Well, I mean, it makes complete sense, you know. And for other bass players who have the expendable income, they could always get two.
That's true. Yeah, if you were in a bigger touring band, I'm in a smaller touring band. If you're in a bigger touring band, and you could just have a redundant setup.
Right. So what's the price on these?
It was either 11.99 or 12.99. I
Oh,
paid a little bit less because, like I said, he cut me a little bit of a deal.
right.
So I think it was 11.99, and I ended up paying like 11.20.
That's great. I
But
mean, if you think about it, it's what some people pay for a rig.
yeah, yeah. So, and I don't need. I know some people need the air pushing behind them and want that 810 stack, and I don't want to carry that crap.
Right.
So I
Right.
mean, if the venue's providing something, I'll just play through that.
Yeah.
But I don't want to lug my stuff. That's why when I went with the Fuke stuff, it was light, and I like Andy and I like his stuff. It's lightweight. It was easy to carry.
Hmm.
This is even easier. I throw it in my gig bag. I just take everything in my gig bag, and I'm good to go.
Hmm.
And
That's great.
it has been it's been 3 gigs in, and I said it to Dark Glass. I sent them a thing and everything, and they were like excellent. They shared some of my stuff with it, on the stage or whatnot. And
I smell endorsement.
yeah, right. They got much more famous people than I did than me.
Well, while we're at it, we should really talk about your endorsements right now and the companies that you're working with. You're working with Bartolini,
Yes, Bartolini, the best pickups you can get for bass and preamps. I love them. I have them in almost everything.
and who else are you working with?
Uh, Hank at Rattlesnake Cables, the best cable, the
Yeah,
best
Hank's a good
cable,
guy.
best cable, best group of people.
Yeah, Hank's a great
Hank
guy.
is the best. I told Hank my story about you know, becoming a bass player as a kid because I, unlike most people, start as a guitar player and get stuck with the bass. I asked for a bass. I wanted to play the bass when I was a kid, and it was
Hmm.
specifically because I saw. Now, my father played guitar, and I was watching. It was '91 when the Pearl Jam record came out, 10,
Hmm. Hmm.
and the Even Flow video came on, and Jeff Ahmett's in that video doing the Jeff Ahmett thing. And I said to my father, it's '91, I'm 12 years old. And I said to my father, you see that? I want that. And he said, well, that's the bass player. You want to be the bass player? He's like, you don't want guitar? And I said, no. I was like, that guy's cool. I want to do that. I told Hank that story, and Hank is friends with Jeff. And he
Oh,
sent me a thing. He says, I hope you don't mind. I told Jeff your story, and he sent this back because I said to Hank, I said he made me want to play bass and blah blah blah. And he's sent me the thing where Jeff texts him back to tell me that that's very humbling and it's nice to know that he affected somebody so young, and I'm still going, whatever, 35 years later. So it was like
that's
Hank is the
cool.
best. Hank is the best, and his cables are fantastic. Never had a failure, never had any trouble with them, and he gets them out right away.
Hmm.
And he'll answer you on a Sunday morning, like Hank, I'm look, and not even because I'm an artist for him. This is before I
Yeah.
was an artist for him.
Yeah.
Hey, is it possible, to get 10 patch cables? And he emails you right back. And I'm like, oh,
Hmm.
I figured he would wait until business hours Monday. He emails right back, no problem, getting it ready. And sets up shipping, I would get tracking at like Sunday afternoon for it to go out Monday.
Yeah.
I mean, they are fantastic over there.
Yeah, they're great. Folks, if you want to learn more about them, you can go to rattlesnakecables.com, or you can check out the episode that we did, the interview we did with Hank. Um, God, I think it's about over a year ago now, right? It hasn't been in 2024.
It's probably the beginning of 2024 because
I
that's
think it
how I
was.
got turned on to
Yeah. Yeah. So just go, you can go to anywhere you get your podcasts and search for that episode. It's right there. Rattlesnake Cables. And also, if you want, you can just go Google and type in guitar radio show Rattlesnake Cables and it'll come up.
yeah,
They're right there.
excellent to work with.
Yeah.
Everybody should be buying their cables because they
Yeah.
are premium
Great,
quality.
great people.
And the pricing is very reasonable.
Yeah, absolutely. And guaranteed. So,
Yeah.
well, they care. Who else you working with?
Well, Scott Serene and Serene Bases. I
Hello, Scott.
actually took delivery this year of my custom built with my name engraved into it. So one day when somebody ends up with I'll be long dead and they'll get it and they'll be playing it going, what is this? It says RKW on it. Like I'm sitting here with
Pokey Rob? Who's
going,
Pokey Rob?
So Scott builds fantastic instruments, truly high quality, handcrafted artisan instruments.
Mm-hmm.
And I can't say enough. We've had Scott on twice.
Yes.
And you could check out those episodes and he could tell you his whole build philosophy.
Mm-hmm.
One of the most nicest people you could ever talk to and deal with. And
yep.
He works on these things by hand, building, and it's just, they come out beautiful and exquisite.
Mm-hmm. And you can't go without mentioning Andy.
No, Andy's the best. I play Fuchs amplifiers. Andy has come out with a great line of bass amplifiers, but even more recently, he came out with the Joe Bonamassa signature ODS.
Yeah, that amp sounds great.
Dumble setup that Andy's known for building Dumble clones. That was originally what he's known for. Yeah. And he builds good ones. If Joe Bonamassa, who owns like a third of the Dumble population, is getting him to build clones for him, then the man's doing something right.
Yeah. Yeah. He's I mean, that guy is all, I mean, Rick Nielsen loves him and loves the amps that he has.
That's right.
But yeah, I mean, yeah, we've had Andy on also. You can hear that episode as well if you'd like. Check it out. Just you can go to Andy, go to Google, put in guitar radio show, Andy Fuchs interview.
He's a nice Jersey guy like myself.
It'll come up, a nice Jersey boy. Absolutely. Actually, he's originally a Long Island guy. So
everybody doesn't actually start in Jersey. We all migrate here. So he's a
somebody
Jersey.
posts the map and everybody slides in.
Yeah, it's
like LA.
You get to the point where you're in New York and you're like, what the hell am I doing here? And you end up as a Jersey guy.
That's funny. Okay. Who else? That's it? Is that everybody?
That's everybody. I need straps. Somebody hook me up with a strap company.
And strings. Let's do it.
Strings. Yeah. Yeah.
DR. Hello, DR.
Ernie Ball.
Or
DR. Or
Ernie
if
Ball.
you make a nice string, anybody else,
I got to say.
I'm willing to try a nice string.
This is all about gear, and this is the, adios for 2025 and gear and all that jazz. I just want to say, I've had a whole bunch of hand surgeries. This is my fretting hand. I'm a lefty. Yes, go screw yourself. And I got to say, if the first people to come out with a really light gauge, that were the ones who were working with Billy Gibbons. And I've actually mentioned this to Billy, that the what do they call the Mexican lottery Billy Gibbons string, which is a 7-gauge. Yes, I'm saying 7-gauge. They are really, really, they were really pivotal in me getting back to playing again after the hand surgeries that I had. And but Ernie Ball, once again, they perfected that mindset of the 7-gauge with a more full-bodied string, a string that stays in tune better. There's something about the wrapping and the core on the Ernie Ball's Zippy Slinkies 7-gauge. So if you're having hand troubles, if you're having arthritis or anything like that, and you want to continue to play, I highly recommend the Zippy Slinkies if you want to continue to play. I mentioned them to a few friends of mine who are having issues. Also, a previous guest I want to mention, if you're having any wrist issues, it's this company called Wrist Grips, right? Wrist Grips. They're made for drummers, they're made for guitar players, bass players, whatever. I gotta say, these are great, particularly for me in the picking hand, playing all that punk all those years ago in metal. Um, I ended up feeling it right here. And when I wear this, fine, totally fine. And then when I'm done playing, I take it off. I don't feel the pain. So thanks to those folks. Did you have any other gear you wanted to talk about?
I could tell you what I think is the worst piece of gear for the year.
Oh, wait. Okay, before you do that,
You want to do your list?
let me do, and mine's really quick. And mine's probably pretty comedic, obviously. So
Okay.
the Boss Poly Shift, yes, absolutely intrigued me beyond belief. I definitely want one of those. Definitely got to have one of those. I don't know if the Keeley Zoma came out in 25. They came out in 25, right? Or
Yeah,
was it
early.
24? Too early, right? Yeah.
I think it came out in time.
I have to have one of those. That's I would love
Christmas is coming.
Christmas is coming. Like I said earlier, the Pico line, I think it's great. Not only is it saving space, but it's a lot more user friendly. It's great. I love the whole Pico line. There's one that came out recently that I thought was kind of silly. Just made
Is
me.
it was it the attack? Not the attack decay.
Not,
We talked
yeah,
about it. Which one
yeah.
was it?
It's the latest release.
Oh, the swell. It does a swell thing, right?
Yeah, no, that's what the Attack Decay does.
No, then which one? It was the. It just came out like recently. I remember we were laughing about it.
Yeah, and it was goofy. Yeah, it was just it didn't make any sense to me. But there's a bunch of other like they did much of their line and they're continuing to do that with the Pico line, which I think is brilliant, really smart. Um, the I'm so shocked that you didn't mention this in your list at all because of its long-awaited arrival to America. We talked about it at the NAMM show last year. No, the beginning of this year, we talked about it for the NAMM episode. And, was the Behringer 69 Vibe.
I thought about it when I wrote because I have another list of everything I bought this year, and I wrote that, and I'm like, oh, I didn't put that on there. I also didn't put the Friedman Jose amp, which
Oh, yeah.
But
Which is amazing.
It is. It was super limited, and I was going by stuff that I have a better chance of seeing. And the Fiore was fresh in my mind, so it made the list because it just came out, and I'm like, oh. Ever since when you interviewed Mark, and he said that the Fiore is kind of like the Music Man Luke, I am like, oh yeah, it does totally remind me of the Music Man Luke. So now being a humbucker like the Luke, it ever since he said that, I feel like I'm playing a Luke when I play it.
Yeah. That's interesting. Yeah, so I have to mention the 69 Vibe. I'm a vibe nut. I collect vibes and then they come, they go, they come, they go. And I'm really fussy about them. They got to be that, and I hate to use this word, but I'm going to use it. They got to be chewy. It's got to have that chewy, kind of a sound. And it has to have a volume control that means something. There has to be a volume control. And there has to be some sort of preamp in there. There's got to be that, oomph. And finally got the 69 Vibe. And it was hard to get. I got it from a store up in Woodstock, New York, of all places. They sent it to me, and when I got it, I've always been told that you put the Vibe, right after your wah, before your dirt. Not the 69 Vibe. It took me forever.
Remember, you were calling me saying, I don't know, it does this, got this drop. I'm like, you're using it wrong.
Oh my God, we're talking about like a 20 dB drop. It was like, what the hell's going on here?
And I'm going, you're using it wrong. And you're like, no, this is how. I'm like, you're using it wrong.
But that's what, these are the things you learn. So, yes, okay. So I finally took it out of there, put it after the dirt pedals, and it sounded great. But
you sold it anyway.
Huh?
But you sold it anyway.
No, I still got it. I put it back in the box and sitting on the.
Oh, it's a waiting shelf.
It's a waiting. No, I don't know what I'm going to do with it. Because of the whole thing, it was like, but anyway, all the hype. Um,
I think it's a great vibe. It's actually one of my favorites.
but I went ahead and I put it in a chain of two other vibes. And one, so, okay, so the 69 vibe, I got it for $79. I ended up getting it for $79, right? And then there was the other vibe, which was $45. And then another vibe that I got for like, I don't know. And I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna do this on YouTube so everybody can check it out and online. But I sent you audio clips, and I said, okay, which one is which? And you picked the cheap little Cocoa vibe,
I did. I
which you
did.
also have.
I do. You talk.
I talked you into buying one.
And it's a nice vibe.
I love it. It just does it. It just does it. And it's ridiculous. I mean, I've had $500, $600 vibe pedals. And every time that I stack it against that freaking little $45, it's bizarre. You know who I want to get it in front of? I want to get it in front of Gary Clark Jr.'s guitar player, uh, Eric Zapata, who is a vibe expert.
Oh, that would be a good if you can get him to shoot that out.
He's a vibe expert, and I would love for him to try this vibe. Actually, I'd like to blindfold him, bring his favorite vibe because I know he's got a huge collection. Bring he's here in Austin, and have him do that. I'm gonna go see him because I know where he's hanging out when he's not with Gary. I'm not gonna say where he is, but I'll tell you off. But yeah, so there's that. And just for comic relief, um, I want to say very special thank you to PRS for bringing us some more colors of the silver sky.
Crayola Mark over here.
What did we say? My rap name is gonna be Marky Colors.
Yeah.
Marky Colors. Yo, bringing the shades, yo.
I just don't come into the year with that guy telling you that you're just collecting colors.
Yeah, now you're just collecting colors again. And we actually became friends, he and I.
Oh yes, that's funny. That's
because when I got the red one, I took a picture of the gray one, the green one, the black one, and the moon white, right? And that's when he said, you're just collecting colors." He was getting annoyed, right? So
yeah.
when I got the red one, I went ahead and put them all together, and I sent it directly to him, and I went, "I did it again." This is before we were friends, right? Before we became friends, and he's like, "Oh my God!" He goes, "You're crazy." He goes, "Well, you're having fun." I go, "Exactly, I'm having fun." But the thing is, I am modding them all, right? They're all getting modded. The green one is getting this, which I can't wait to put in. This is the AMG Afterburner. That's going in the green one.
Right.
That's going to happen right after the first of the year or during the break, I think. And the red one is going to get routed out, and we're going to put a humbucker in the bridge. It'll be HSS, and that'll be Zach Meyer's bridge pickup in there.
Now, anybody who's listening out there who happens to own a music store and has a yellow lefty Silver Sky SE with a rosewood neck,
the dandelion,
the dandelion color, we need you to sell Mark one on the super cheap so that he can make an 80 super shredder out of it.
And
he said he's going to put a Kaler on it because there's something wrong with him, but he said he's going to put a Kaler on it. HSH.
Oh my God! I break the internet. That would be so freaking funny to put a fucking Kaler in a Silver Sky with an HSH in there. I would do an 8515, leave that middle Silver Sky pickup, and then another 8515.
Taylor's where you lost me.
Whee! Be great.
Uh,
So yeah, so that's for me. I mean, like I said, I didn't have. I mean, I bought some gear. I bought mostly guitars this year. I didn't buy a lot of pedals. I mean, I went on a little pedals thing for a little bit. A couple of vibes. I bought a lot of vibes this year. I bought.
well, you are the Earl of Vibe.
I bought the MXR Univibe. I bought all used stuff. You know, I bought. What else did I get here? I'm just looking on the ground here. Oh, I got that Behringer copy of the dime bag pedal, the wah.
Oh, the Hell Baby.
Hell baby, that's it.
Yeah, that's a good walk.
It's a really good wah. I mean, it's not something I would gig with because it's gonna break. You know, the plastic is gonna break
Yeah.
that fucking thing. But that was cool. And what else did I get? And the Univibe, the MXR Univibe, and I bought another. Hang on, there's another one here. What is this thing? Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Okay, cool. So here's the Hell Baby.
Hmm.
Okay. And it is, I mean, it's got some cool sounds in here, but it's like this thing,
Yeah.
that's gonna break. So you gotta be real careful with this thing. And it's got that thing like the bad horsey where you just step on it and it engages. No button to push. As
Right. But it
as
has an adjustment on there
right,
so you can have how quickly you want it to
right,
react.
right. And like Jimi Hendrix said, cool man, no buttons to push. Um and this New X Monterey vibe, which is okay. What really is cool is the vibrato on here. So it's one of those things where you step on it and you engage the vibe. And then you got to step on it and hold it and you engage the vibrato
Mhm.
on here. That sounds really, really cool. That's the best part of this pedal for me. Um, oh, yeah, and I bought a Behringer digital multi FX, the FX 600.
Oh, that's right. You
Oh,
did. I remember. I totally forgot that
I
you bought.
talked to a bunch of people on Pedal Boards of Doom. Shout out to Pedal Boards of Doom. We love you guys. This is my favorite. That's my favorite page on all of Facebook. It's great. Um, and everybody said, "Yeah, get it," you know. And I got it for like $35 or whatever it was, and really super cool. It's once again, I'm just using it for putting sounds in. You know,
Right.
nothing I would gig with, but I don't gig, so I'm done with that shit. What else? What else came up with this year? Oh, the Ibanez AZE,
Good guitar.
which punches so far above its weight. It's it's amazing. Such a great. I mean, I used it for a lot of the D&W stuff that this year that we did. I I used it for a lot of the metal, and then the, the freaking Yamaha Pacifica, which I got for like $50. It's ridiculous, man. The guitar is so good. It's so beat up. I mean, whoever had it was beating the shit out of it. Yeah.
So, did you take an inventory of how many guitars you bought this year?
Not yet. I think I did. Well, let's see.
It's like 17 Silver Skies.
One, two, three, four, five, six. The Tequila Sunrise is seven, and it's already gone. I gotta do a deep dive.
You got the Schecter and the GNL. That was
Oh yeah, shit. I forgot about them. The Schecter and the GNL. Yeah, they're in the closet. So that's yeah, they're in there. So that's seven, eight, nine.
nine.
Nine, 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 nine. Ooh. Meh, meh. No, 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 no. I think that's it. I want to say.
You make it sound like I have a problem then. Because I did an inventory list. Hold on.
Go ahead.
Hold on. This is the first page. These are
Oh
just guitars and basses.
shit!
Go.
Oh my God!
This is just pedals and amps.
How many? Wait, wait, wait. Show me the guitar list. How many is that? That's okay.
33.
How
30,
many?
33 came in this year.
33 came in this year.
Guitars and basses. There's basses too. So, but
What
yeah.
the- Wait, 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 wait. Hang on. I love how you say that. Guitars and basses. They have basses too. It's like that's an excuse of some kind. What are you
Uh,
talking about?
we were at, dinner last night with family, and my brother-in-law played guitar when he was a teenager and just got back into it. I took him shopping, got him a PRS, SE,
Yeah.
standard 24 and everything. And his aunt was there, and she's like, "Oh, Zach, it's so good that you're playing guitar again and stuff." And she's like, "So you got this nice guitar? I'm listening to that." And she's going on that she used to play acoustic guitar and she wants to get back into it and this and that. And my brother-in-law goes, "You're never gonna believe how many guitars he has." And she's like, "How many?" And he goes, "He's got over 100." And she's like, "You have over 100?" And I said, "Yeah." And I told her I said, "I got 111 currently." And she goes, "Really?" And I said, "Yeah." I said, "It's not a problem or anything."
Ah, oh my God. I just thought of another guitar, the Jackson.
Oh, see, good. Now I feel much better about
That's
myself.
so
You're
that's
at 10.
10. That's
Yes.
10.
You're at 10.
So at least I got an
33.
annoying number.
33. Which one was your favorite one for the year?
It honestly, from a consistency standpoint, it's the that black and the green silver skies. Those two back there are definitely my favorite. This red one, I don't know. Somebody was maybe had the flu. Maybe they had the flu when they were making that one. I don't know.
Oh man.
But yeah, from a consistency standpoint, it's those two, and then the AZE and the Pacifica are just blow my mind, and my Revstar just continuously blows my mind. I mean, especially for the sessions that we're doing, you and I are doing.
Yeah, but the Red
It's
Star you got a year ago.
I got that
Saying
in
which
January of 24. I got that.
right. So which one that you bought this year was your favorite?
I gotta go with either the green or the black one there.
Okay.
I mean, they're almost exactly the same, but there are certain like the weight is slightly different with the black one than there is with the green one. The green one's a little heavier.
Hmm.
I was playing the black one this morning, and I was just like, man, I am just one with this guitar. You know, it's really good. It's funny because the custom 24 and the 2408 I barely played my 2408, and it's a great guitar. It's just that neck profile is
Right.
crazy different than the custom 24 and the custom 24 and the silver sky are very similar neck profiles,
Okay.
whereas the 2408 has a very shreddy kind of a
Dinner?
thinner, definitely thinner, yeah, but crazy versatile, crazy versatile. Like I mean, when I have the 20 custom 24 and the 2408, I don't need a Les Paul. I mean, I
Yeah.
got the Les
Nice.
Paul sitting right there, but I don't have to struggle. The Les Paul I have to struggle with.
I thought about this the other day, and when I was making this list, I thought about it because I went through everything that I got, and what was probably my favorite thing, that I got, and I'm always telling you that I'm a Les Paul guy. So I was torn because I love that Warren Haynes Les Paul, and it didn't
Hmm.
make like my favorite thing. I mean, when that came out, I went nuts. I bought that right away.
Right.
And I told you, I said, I think I'm gonna reel it back this year. I got the Warren Haynes guitar. I'm good. And then like 32 others came flowing in, but. Listen, but it's a give and take. Sometimes two leave and four come in. Sometimes four
Yeah.
leave and two come in.
Mhm.
So it's um, so I thought about it, and I'm telling you that I'm a Les Paul guy, and this and that, and yet like it never makes it on any of our. None of my Les Pauls are like on maybe one song
Yeah,
that we've done for
yeah.
DW.
It's
I'm
very
using Les
strange.
Paul.
Yeah.
But so let me think. I guess that this ended up being my best buy for the whole year was the Fiore.
And it's the guitar that I request the most when I send you a track.
It's just so versatile. And those
Yeah.
pickups so
It's
so
it's
good.
definitely the guitar that I request the most when I write something and then I say, okay, I'm gonna send them over the track. And I say, bring out the Fiore for this. Because it sounds great. It's got its own thing going on, but yet it's versatile. It's
Yeah.
really, and I told Mark that too. We were talking about that it's so interesting that it's got its own thing, but yet it's incredibly versatile. Yeah, great guitar.
Yeah.
Guitar. I think that was your best. I think that's your best purchase of the year.
Most useful. I mean, I would say that and that the CE 2408 that I got ended up on a
Mhm.
lot of stuff too. But
Another great guitar that you got, although it's but ugly, is that Carvin Allen
oh,
Holdsworth.
so I know I had that so it was hard for me to pick because that Holdsworth is so nice. It's so light, it's so
Mhm.
resonant. It's got a hollow body sound and vibe, but while retaining like a hard rock sound and vibe. It's so cool. I
Yeah,
love that guitar,
yeah, it's
but
great.
it the Fiore's been on more tracks for the year
Mhm.
because I've only gotten that. I've had that Holdsworth like about a month
Month?
and a half.
Yeah,
So
yeah,
you know,
something like that. Yeah, but yeah, well, I definitely want to hear that guitar on more tracks that we're doing for sure. Yeah, really cool. Really cool. Um, okay, so what's the worst piece of gear?
I have down the Boss plug, the pedal that you got to pay a subscription to
I
get
think
paid
the
for.
internet would probably agree with you.
Yeah, that was
I
the
mean,
dumbest thing.
it's rare that Boss fails like that and epically fails. I mean, has that ever really happened?
I
If
mean,
you think about it.
Even the Concorde crashed once.
But I mean, honestly, when I think of Boss and all the things that they've made, and Roland in general, I mean, I don't think there's ever been this kind of a misstep before.
I have my saying, Mark, and you know my saying. Everybody's allowed one Saint anger, and here it is. That's
That's horrible.
it is.
That's so bad.
You're allowed one Saint anger.
The songs are really good on Saint Anger. The songs are good. No, the songs are good. It's the mix. Don't you think the production's awful of
I
that
think
record?
everything is awful. Everything.
I don't think the songs are as bad as everybody says. I think
Oh, I tried re-listening to it recently because I went back and I listened to Reload and Load
yeah, yeah.
because when they came out, I was a little bit like, what is this? It's like grunge-ish Metallica. What is this crap? And
Right.
then going back, after I listened to them for a long time, like these are tremendous albums. They're on constant rotation now. So I said I might have been wrong about Saint Anger, but I was not.
Yeah.
And I listened to the whole thing again. I'm like, wow, this is fucking horrible. So I maintain that everybody's allowed one Saint Anger.
Okay. That's good.
And
I
Boss did that with the plug.
Yeah. Yeah. We need that on a t-shirt. Everybody's
Everybody
allowed one Saint Anger.
Metallica sue us. Get us some notoriety though.
That's funny. All right. Well,
Maybe
cool.
they'd come on the show if they found out that we made that shirt. I'd love to talk to Kirk Hammett.
Oh my God.
Actually, I'd like to talk to James Hetfield more than Kirk.
I would love to talk to both of them because I mean, they really know their guitars. They really know their gear. They're really into it.
Oh, that James.
And
Did you
they're
ever look at
such
Hetfield's
fans
book?
of music, huh?
Did you ever look at Hetfield's book of his collection?
You told me about it. No, I haven't.
Oh God, what a good book! Like
Yeah,
his collection is so cool. Like
yeah,
they spent all their time on the road collecting guitars. That's
that's
why
cool.
Hammett just sold 400 of them because if you can get rid of 400, like yeah, I don't
Uh,
need 400, and
yeah,
that means you got 2,000.
yeah. See, that was like when I was on the road. Um, my guitar tech at that time was the guy that I started Wizard with, and he was, he was always his, like, it was like a divining rod.
Right.
He'd be like, he'd like, I smell a guitar store. I smell nitro. We got to go. Um, we would always, that's if we were there for if we were in a town for a day, more than a day, that was a bad thing. It was a bad
Well,
thing.
well, Hammett was talking about how almost like dope dealers, people would come with their guitars
Yeah, yeah,
and lay them
yeah,
out, and they would just be like, "I'll take this Gibson, that."
yeah, yeah. And it's funny because that's Rick Nielsen used to do that before,
Yeah.
I mean, during like Sick Man of Europe days and stuff like that. He would do that. He would go to, like, Jeff Beck would come into town and he'd bring him Les Pauls, you know, and he sold Jeff a couple of Les Pauls. So yeah, so that was happening. And then eventually that started to happen to him. Once Cheap Trick hit, he started to get people coming to him with guitars, and he
It
would
came full circle.
and full circle, absolutely. But yeah, no, I got to agree with you. That's probably the biggest misstep of the year in music gear. Yeah, for sure. And
Right.
you don't hear anything about it anymore.
No, because who bought it? And if you did buy it, good on you. I hope you find a good use for it. The idea that they give you 8 of their pedals or whatever, but it can hold 16 or 20, but you got to pay for the rest. And if you sell the pedal, it wipes out those things. It's I don't know. It should
Yeah.
just be able to access.
Yeah. So maybe somebody from like Netflix or Hulu came over and started working in at Boss and said,
Well,
"Hey, we can do the
everything
same thing with Sam's."
everything is nickel and diming you for subscriptions. I mean,
Yeah.
like they're talking BMW now puts every option in the car, and
Yeah.
you pay a subscription for the ones that you want.
Yeah.
So this way you can streamline the build. It's got everything. The cars
Right.
all come equipped with the same everything. And you want heated seats? Okay,
Yeah.
that's five
Right.
bucks a month. You
Right.
want
So your car is a la carte.
yes, even though it's already got all the features.
Right.
Same thing with this, and I don't think the pedal market is looking for that. You just as well buy Wampler's new pedal.
Yeah. Yeah. Speaking of which, I just saw that this morning. I wanted to talk about the Wampler TCP, I think it's called.
Mm-hmm.
And it's basically sort of like what Josh did with the Muffaletta. So it's all these OCD pedals in one pedal, and you can mix and match and twin. I mean, everybody seems to be doing that. I mean, Keeley did it with the Muse and the Angry Orange and all those. I love the Muse pedal, which now is called what, MK
Yeah, MK2.
something. But I have the Muse. It's just fantastic. It's the best stacking pedal, with like the Nobles and then together. Oh my God, it's just fantastic. But yeah, well, I think that's it.
What was your favorite pedal that you got this year? Because I wrote down my pedals and everything, and I could tell you my favorite pedal that I got this year.
Uh, hmm, I'm gonna have to go with hmm, that's a good question. Yeah, I'm gonna have to go with this the Attack Decay Pico.
Nice.
Because the Pog I got in 24, I love it. Um, yeah, yeah, I think this is it. And then right after that would be the that crazy Behringer Vibe. I mean, God, it's so freaking cheap. It was crazy. I was on a little tear that it was like a week of just like chewing up pedals,
Right.
consuming pedals. So yeah, I think yeah. And it's funny because I haven't really had a chance to use either one, a whole bunch on tracks yet. But I'm
Right.
I'm saving it because I'm also constructing an additional control center here
Oh, cool.
to get everything nice and neat. So I'm buying another one of those rack systems to put everything in there. And yeah, so, yeah.
Well,
Well,
I
folks,
would
go ahead.
tell you my favorite pedal that I got this year,
Yeah.
real quick, was the Analog Man king of tone because I waited 5 years for it to come. My number came up, and
Right.
I was able to get it.
But
Now,
you did A/B it with
I did. It sounds a little better than the clones. I A/B'd it with two clones, the Demon
right.
Effects clone and I think the K-Line clone, and it blew the
Okay.
K-Line clone out of the water. Demon Effects clone, which is like $80, was almost spot on.
Yeah.
And I will tell you, like it was so close that I was like, I wonder if I could just sell this and take like the $700 or $800 that you get on the aftermarket for them and just keep the Demon Effects thing. But I said I waited almost 6 years. It was like 5 3/4 years to get it.
Right.
So I'm like, I got to keep this for a bit. But that was my favorite pedal because I finally got it. After I would check that list randomly and they would say, you got 2 years left. You got this. And I'm like, it's just never coming. And we were out at a restaurant, my wife and I, eating. And I get this email. I go to her, holy crap, my time has come. Remember that pedal? And she goes, I don't know what you're talking about. I said, remember 5 years ago, I told you I got on the list, and whenever this pedal comes in, whatever it costs, I got to make sure I get it. And she's like, I don't know, but you're telling me you're buying a pedal? And I'm like, I've been waiting yes, almost 6 years for this. 5 3/4 years. I finally got it.
But has it been a utility pedal?
No. It's actually packed up in the box. I played
Oh
it
no!
back in the box.
That's sad.
But
That makes me sad.
I love the Duelist pedal by Kingtone.
Right.
I think that's the best overdrive pedal for me. So
Well, you can always turn around and you can sell it for a nice chunk of change.
I thought about it, but I waited so long for it. So right now
But it's sitting in a box.
Yeah, right now, yeah. Well, I don't want to put any I don't want to attach it to anything because I don't want to kill any of the value. So I don't know.
Hear
We'll
that,
see
folks? So if you see one out there and you know it's Rob,
I'll sign it for you. Well, I won't sign it. I'll sign a paper and stick it in there for you.
a thank you note is what it's going to be. Yeah, for
Yeah.
sure. Well, folks, this is part, if you're listening to this in podcast form, this is obviously part of a much larger episode of all the things of 2025. If you're seeing this on YouTube, this is standalone. But if you want to hear all of the things of 2025, albums, singles, what was bubbling under, best re-release packages, best concerts of 2025, and what's coming up from Guitar Radio Show in 2026, I can tell you some of that right now. We're obviously going to get Rob and I's NAMM report. There'll be a report from the Dallas Guitar Festival. There will be no Summer NAMM coming in 2026. And we're still hoping, waiting, and pondering as to whether or not Paul is going to do the PRS experience in Maryland. If he does, then you'll have a live report from Rob and I, because we'll do that. That's it. If you want to hear the whole show, go to the podcast and you can hear that, because that's where we're playing snippets of music and YouTube will not allow that. So just say. All right.
All right.
Rob, Happy New Year.
Happy New Year to you too. I can't wait to see what the new year brings.
Oh boy.
And which one of us buys something first.
Oh no. Yeah, that's usually a thing we do too. It's like, okay, who's gonna cave first? Well, 2024 was me.
It was this year. It was me.
Yeah. 2024 me was Revstar.
Yeah.
That was my first purchase of the year. Yeah. So, but I sold a lot of stuff too this year, which is nice. You did too.
Yeah. Yeah. It was a very in and out year.
Yeah. Well, we want to thank you all for tuning in. Happy New Year to everybody out there, and all your happy holidays, whatever they are. And we look forward to serving you in 2026.
Bye for now.
Bye. Meh, meh. No, 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 no. All right. You hold on one second. We're going to sign off right here.